Hey everyone, George here, the Disney Family Man, coming to you with another video. And today's topic, I thought we'd discuss the Disney Skyliner transportation system at the Walt Disney World Resort. And you're probably wondering why. It's just a transportation system. Well, first off, let me go by saying that out of all the transportation systems that Disney has to offer, the Skyliner is my absolute favorite way to travel from different parts of the resorts and beyond. If you haven't experienced it, definitely the next time you go down to Walt Disney World and plan a trip or what have you, you have to make time to at least ride the Skyliner. Even if you just go on it for the ride, a lot of people do. You don't even have to travel for a specific destination. You could just go for the ride, and I highly recommend it. Second of all, I have a what-if hypothetical question for you all, and that is, what if the Disney Skyliner had the potential to expand? Well, currently, right now, the Skyliner goes to specific Walt Disney World Resort hotels and to specific Walt Disney World Resort theme parks. And it doesn't go to all four parks, as I just clearly mentioned, that it only goes to Hollywood Studios and Epcot. It does not travel to Animal Kingdom. It does not travel to Magic Kingdom. And as far as the hotels go, that it goes to several along the route. And I'm bringing it up on the screen now. As you can see, that the yellow lines represent the routing system of how the Skyliner transfers from one station to the next. And the hotels that it stops at, it shares a station between the Art of Animation Resort and Pop Century, which is located down at the very bottom. Both resorts share one station, and that's the station that I'm used to getting on because normally every time I go on vacation, I stay at Pop Century. And up from that route, one up from it, is the Caribbean Beach. Now, with the Caribbean Beach, that is where you can get off, and you can decide whether you either stay on that route and go to the Riviera Resort, which then will take you to the turn station. There's like no entry or exit. It literally just goes through the station, circles around, and then takes you up to Epcot. Or going back to the Caribbean Beach, you could jump off Caribbean Beach and go on another route to Hollywood Studios. It really just depends on which way you want to go based on your travels, and then vice versa to go backwards. And that's basically the route. That's all it goes. It's pretty much a straightforward, backward sort of notion. It doesn't really go anywhere else. So this brings me to the question that what if it can go beyond, the regular routing system that it already has? What other type of hotels can it stop at? Well, if you connect the station that is supposedly right now ending with Epcot, they can have a connection station at Epcot, so they can expand that station. And especially since Epcot right now is going through so many refurbishments, so many construction processing right now, that they can really kind of work their way to make an extension of a station so that they could possibly go from Epcot straight to the Magic Kingdom, sort of like how they do with the monorail system, that you can get off the transportation and ticket center, and depending on where you want to go, with the Magic Kingdom or Epcot, you choose that monorail. Well, that could be the same token as with the Skyliner, that they could extend the station at Epcot, take you directly to the Magic Kingdom once they can find maybe a proper location to put that station. As far as with the hotels around the Magic Kingdom, such as the Grand Floridian, the Polynesian, the Contemporary, Wilderness Lodge, what they actually really could do is create a station that could benefit all of those hotels. They don't really have to pick a specific hotel for that Skyliner, because when you even enter on through the monorail, it goes through a loop that circles around the Magic Kingdom and those hotels, and they also have the ferry boats and everything to take you from the transportation ticket center and the Magic Kingdom parking lot and to the Magic Kingdom Park and the other hotels. So there's different ways of having that transportation, and I think adding the Skyliner to that route would really benefit, because if you are not staying on one of those properties around the Magic Kingdom, it's furthest away that if you're staying at one of the value resorts, like one of the Disney All-Star hotels, Pop Century, Art of Animation, even to Caribbean Beach. I mean, it's still a little bit of a distance that you would have to go on a Disney bus, or find your own way of transportation. But I think the Skyliner would be a great way. You might have to go on and off a couple routes, but it's such a smooth, fast transition way to transport yourself throughout the whole entire Walt Disney World Resort. Another option would be that, what if it goes to Animal Kingdom? Well, with the case for Animal Kingdom, it is west of the resort, depending on where you're staying. Now, as I said, I'm going to use as an example for me, because me and my family, we stay majority at Pop Century. So it is west of the property, if you're looking at it at a map, of Pop Century. So you would then have to possibly create another station that could go from Pop possibly to not Hollywood Studios, but you would have to, I think you would have to literally create a whole nother entire route, that now that I think of it. I think you could potentially go to Hollywood Studios and then create another route that takes you all the way, but I think that if you would, it would probably be much easier to then create a whole nother Skyliner route from that hotel to Animal Kingdom. If not, they can add a connection from Hollywood Studios and over, and possibly even if they connect one from Epcot to Magic Kingdom, they could have one coming south of Magic Kingdom and over down to Animal Kingdom, depending on the type of maneuvering that they would have the Skyliner to go. And that, to me, I think could be done. It probably will take a lot of ingenuity and a lot of engineering and a lot of measuring, but Disney's very good at that, folks. I mean, they can take a challenge head on and create something that you would never think possible to even say, hey, this could be done. And literally, for Disney and the Imagineering teams, the sky's the limit. Nothing is too complicated for them to say, we can't do this, how about we try? And that's just my personal opinion. That's the way that I would go about doing it as far as creating new routes. So the question is there potential for the Skyliner to expand? Absolutely. In my eyes, yes. They can find a way to expand the Skyliner to the other two Disney parks, and possibly to other resort hotels. Now, as I said, with the Magic Kingdom hotels, you could basically just have one station, and everything else you can get on other forms of transportation or walk, because I know the Grand Floridian and the Contemporary are walkable to the Magic Kingdom. So you could make one of the stations close by to the Contemporary and the Grand Floridian, and then you can walk over to the Magic Kingdom from those locations. And, as I said, you could even have maybe a connection that, goes down to the Disney All-Star resorts, that then they could lead you to Animal Kingdom, because I think out of all the hotels, the All-Star resorts are the closest to Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park. So, if they can make a little route and then a bigger route from the All-Stars that connects to Pop Century and Art of Animation, and then when you go down to the the All-Star resorts, then that will transport you to Animal Kingdom. I know it sounds very complicated, but I mean, I think if you could actually put it down on paper, I think it would make a lot of sense. And to me, I think that would make a complete full circle, no pun intended, because it would literally make a circle where the Skyliner would then circle the whole entire Walt Disney World Resort. But please, comment down below. Tell me what you think. What's your thoughts and opinions on it? Do you like my idea? Do you think that, in your eyes, could the Skyliner have potential for expansion? If so, which routes would you take? Which routes would you create, that would make it easier for guests to transport themselves from one side of the resort to the next? I'd love to hear from you guys. Please comment down below, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and remember, as always, Stay healthy, stay safe, stay Disney. Bye, everybody.